Hey, it's another week of sweet trucking. And yeah, just the couple things that I've changed up this week that I'm going to share. Rice, molasses, and walking. So I'll start off with the first thing is the molasses. And I like to have a hot drink when I first get up. And just traditionally, that's always been coffee. I've never had an issue with coffee. I have my coffee when I first get up. I like having a hot beverage. I like the way it goes down, and I like the way it gets things going in the morning. So, well, morning, afternoon for me as a vampire night worker. But so I like to have a hot beverage. I don't drink coffee all night on the road, and haven't for a long time. Basically, since I started the in with the sugar diet type thing, I just basically would have my coffee to get things going and carry on with the rest of my day, my evening. But so I was watching Barbara Unfiltered, and she had a hot beverage idea that I decided to try, and she got the idea, I believe, from the channel I Jump Instead. But I don't do it exactly the same. I don't use like hot cocoa or anything. For me, I use molasses. So I take a cup, and here's my peanut M&M's cup, directly from M&M's World, Las Vegas. And although I don't eat peanut M&M's anymore, sadly, still have the cup. And what I'll do is I'll heat up the water in the microwave, get it real hot, and then I'll put in my molasses. And I use, for me, for one cup of, it's a pretty large cup of hot water, I'll put in 50 grams of molasses, which ends up, I have two of those actually, two big cup hot water with the molasses, and I use cinnamon. So that ends up being about 75 grams of carbs, about 300 calories. So that's really is my first meal of the day, is a 300 calorie sugar bomb, I guess. But the molasses is really cool. Molasses and cinnamon, that's all I put in the water, and it tastes delicious. You know, I'm a fan of cinnamon sugar water. So the hot molasses water with cinnamon, and so far I'm finding it great. I never used the coffee to wake myself up. I don't know if I'm not very sensitive to caffeine. I take it or leave it. That's why I don't drink caffeine, or I don't drink coffee throughout the night to keep me awake while driving. But anyways, I found so far the hot molasses drink gets things going just as well as the coffee. So I might just make that a regular thing. It's really good. And in fact, the molasses there, when I have the 2 cups there of molasses, I'm getting about the equivalency of a real big glass of orange juice. I'm not against orange juice. I don't personally drink a lot of juices. And I like to have the hot beverage, like I said, in the morning. So I've never tried hot orange juice. Maybe it's good. But anyways, that's what I've been adding to my day. Actually, and what I do is, anybody that's tried mixing cinnamon and water knows it doesn't mix up real well. That's why when I did my sugar water during my sugar fast, I would put it in a bottle that I could shake up all the time. But if you have one of these frothers, it actually works real well to. I don't use it for frothing. I just use it to mix the cinnamon up real good in the molasses drink. So that's what I'm doing first thing when I get up. And then what I'm doing this week for meals, a little different. I'm trying rice, actually. I'm a big fan of potatoes. I did the potato and ketchup experiment, and then I added potatoes to my diet a lot more on the regular. In fact, last week all my meals were potato based. I didn't bring any fruit on the road. Just testing things out there. I also didn't bring any fruit on the road this week. So, but I'm trying out a rice-based meals for this week. So, of course, like I said, I had my my molasses drink in the morning, which I count as a meal. So, I mean, when you're having 300 calories, that's pretty much a meal. But then I'm still doing my 3 squares throughout the evening or throughout the night. For most people, that'd be throughout the day. Anyways, so my rice meals this week consist of rice, of course, my black beans, which I love. I got my peas and carrots in there and my mushrooms. And then I just mix it all up with tomato sauce. The tomato sauce I used, I put a whole bunch of tomato sauce in a big bowl, and then I added a bunch of rice vinegar, and then cayenne pepper. It kind of gives it a zing, like a salsa, because I really love putting the salsa on my potatoes. I'm sure I would love the salsa on my rice, but the salsa you buy in the store is so high in sodium. The tomato sauce, you're able to lower the sodium. It still has sodium in it. Tomato sauce does, even if you get the low sodium tomato sauce, it'll still have sodium. But adding the vinegar gives it a little bit of a zing, kind of like salsa, and then of course the cayenne pepper gives it the heat. So it's actually really quite tasty. So the rice, the beans, the peas, carrots, the mushrooms, I'm getting in there with 3 of these. I mean, they're really good sized portions. So three of those a day on top of my molasses drink in the morning. I'm getting in about 2,250 calories there. Protein is sitting around 70 grams a day. Carbohydrates just under 500, like 490 grams of carbohydrates, and fat nice and low, 6.5 grams on the day. So that's that. The nutrient makeup with the black beans and rice makes a perfect plant-based protein profile. You're getting all your essential amino acids, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing for the week for meals. And of course, last week I started adding in a little more physical activity. So what I'll do once per shift, so far once per shift, I'll add more as my body gets more adapted to it and gets a little better at it. I'm adding in push-ups and walking lunges. So that's going pretty good still. And there's one brand new thing that I added this week, and I was inspired because I've been in maintenance mode pretty much for 5 months now. After losing weight, losing weight real fast on the sugar fast, and then basically doing a high carb, low fat or sugar diet for the last close to 5 months, maintain my weight loss without doing a lot of physical activity. On the weekends, I've always been like during the sugar fast, after the sugar fast. On the weekends, I do ride a recumbent exercise bike at home on the weekends. I've been doing that the whole time. But while on the road, other than adding in the push-ups and lunges last week there, I haven't really, like, there's not a lot of other physical exercise I do. So I'm trying to up my game a little bit. I'm not seeking more weight loss. At 6'1" and 170 pounds, I'm good for weight loss. I'm just kind of seeing if I'll get a little body recomposition going. I mean, I'm not worried about any muscle I may have lost doing the sugar fast or my maintenance, because a lot of people would claim that, you know, my 75 grams of protein a day, especially being plant-based during the week, is on the low side. But I mean, I without lifting, I feel like I've just been maintaining my muscle mass. I've been maintaining my weight and everything, and I've been, you know, checking my macros, checking things here and there. And the only reason I really go and figure out what the calories are and what everything is because when I batch cook for the week, when I'm meal prepping, I just want my meals to be consistent. I want each meal, like, I don't want to have, like, one meal that would be like 700 calories and another meal to be 300 calories. I want to keep everything consistent. So I know exactly what goes into each meal. So it's very easy to figure out once I know what's in there, what the calories are. And I'm just sharing it for information if you guys are interested in how that breaks down. So that's basically what I'm doing is I'm just seeing, because like Mark Bell says, better is better. But I also, don't believe in chasing perfection. You can't let perfection be the enemy of good. And what I've been doing has been good for me. It's been working for me. I'm just, trying to tweak things a little bit. So here's something that I've added to this is brand new that I'm adding now to my week on the roads. And I thought of this after my potato and ketchup experiment where I was weighing myself every day. And the reason I wasn't weighing myself every day during the sugar fast is because I explained that in the truck I drive is a Freightliner. It has a rubber floor. I can't put a scale that is dependent on the pressure of a hard surface underneath it to give you an accurate weigh-in, because the floor of the truck is it's a soft rubber floor. So I actually improvised, brought a piece of shelving that I had used to make a shelf system at home, just basically a plywood plank that I put on the floor so that my scale could be used while I was on the road. And it turns out that that gave a hard surface of the floor, and I started thinking, what could I do? You know, how could that benefit me? And inspired by the likes of the fabulous life, Chris, Eve's Journey, who's been getting her steps in, and of course Latchkey Gen Xer, who puts us all to shame with his 20,000 steps a day. What I decided was, let's try and get some steps in. I'm not somebody who likes to be outside of the truck walking. I mean, I have a scheduled route that I do each week, and where I do switches is not really conducive. My access to walking would be like a 2-lane highway with no shoulder, and it's not the safest place to walk. So what I did was I ordered myself one of those little walking treadmills, and you can see it in the back here. I'll see if I can just kind of get a little bit of a better view of it. So I took the measurements. I brought my tape measure along. I took all the measurements to see if it would fit in the truck, and it fits nicely between the bunk and the front of the truck here, between the seats, and that handle that you see there, it folds down. I just have it set up right now because I did my walk before, and you can see my iPad sitting there where I can watch the YouTube and get caught up on all my favorite channels and everything while I'm doing that. And actually, so what I've been doing with this for a couple days here is I don't know how accurate the readouts are for calorie burn. So I don't care about what the calorie burn shows or all that stuff. I set it to 4 miles an hour, and I let it go, and I walk, and then basically go for 90 minutes. So a 6-mile walk in an hour and a half. And you know, I get a good sweat going doing that too. And I actually calculated the actual steps, because all I did was count how many steps I'm doing in a minute times 90, and that works out to be 10,800 steps. So that's kind of cool. So actually, I can get 10,000 steps a day in as a lazy truck driver who doesn't have options to go to the gym or anything. So that's kind of cool to see what that does for you know, just for fitness, for health. So 10,800 steps on there, and then, you know, I'm getting in whatever other steps. Maybe a total of 12,000 steps a day. When I get out and do my walk around my vehicle, it's about 110 steps to go all the way around, and I do that 4 times. So that's, you know, 440, 450 steps there, and then whatever else I'm doing, you know, just, you know, throughout the day. So I think that's cool. We'll see if that does any changes. I'm not looking for adding the walking as a weight loss. I'm just looking to add it to actual just overall health. And with the body weight exercises I'm doing, seeing if any body recompensation is going to occur, tighten things up a little bit, maybe keep the weight the same, but just kind of firm things up a little bit. So giving that some time. I'm not I weigh myself on the weekends and stuff, but it's not something I report on here. I just for myself personally, keeping an eye on where I'm at, and that's just basically part of my sustainable life that I've been pursuing. So yeah, seeing how the rice makes me feel as opposed to the potatoes. So far, everything's been going pretty good there. Adding the molasses, replacing the coffee, and then doing the little walking treadmill there. Guys, if any of you that do follow me or watch this and do drive truck, tell me what you think. If you know, a little walking treadmill would be a good idea to add to your on the road lifestyle. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this week, and that's what I got. So hope that's of interest to you, and I'll catch you next time.